Hi friends! Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Rebecca. My husband Murphy and I travel full-time in our 1969 Volkswagen bus. So today I want to share with you some van life hacks. Van life hacks. Some tips and tricks that we've learned along the way living in our van for almost a year now. Hold on, it's really hot in here. Tip number one, stay away from humid climates. Okay, better. Let's get started. So the first tip is to invest in some magnets. So especially on a Volkswagen bus, a lot of the interior is made up of metal. So you have a lot of good space in here to be able to stick magnets to hang things up to dry. And then the circular magnets we use to keep our curtains closed, to make sure that we have privacy at night. You could even use them to put up like little decorations or things around the bus. So definitely invest in some magnets. So my next tip is for clothing storage. I would recommend packing cubes. We use the Eagle Creek packing cubes. We each have 6 of them, 3 large, 2 medium, and 1 small. And these work really, really well to keep your clothes organized, but also just allows you to have a lot of clothes in a little bit of space. So I don't know if I definitely recommend like this brand in particular. We've had a lot of trouble with the zippers breaking. I mean, we're pretty heavy users of them. We're in and out of them every day, but probably at least like 3 or 4 have broken zippers at this point, but still like them. You can fit a lot of stuff in there and it helps keep things organized. And we do 2 different colors. So Murphy has blue ones and I have black ones, just so we can keep track. So my next tip is one of the biggest. I don't think that we would be able to survive van life without it. And it's an app called Overlander. Overlander is a crowdsourced app where people can submit different places that they've found to successfully sleep all over the United States. There might even be some in Canada too. I'm pretty sure we used it when we were in Canada. And this could range anywhere from like free parking on the side of a road that someone found to wild camping on BLM land to paid camping. But it's so easy because all you have to do is zoom in on your exact location and it shows you spots around you where you can sleep. It is an absolute must-have for us. We used it probably 98% of the night so far. Is it bad that I wrote my notes on the back of the envelope for my sister's wedding invitation? I didn't write on the invitation, just the envelope. Van life tip, keep some paper in the car. So my next tip is cleaning related. So we have this little brush that was made by the Rolling Home, who are fellow van lifers. And this is a great brush, but the actual tip I would give you guys is to get a mini dustpan. So this is actually, I think, like a table crummer. It's very small. We got it on Amazon. It's made of bamboo. This is great because sometimes when you're sweeping the floor, you don't just want to sweep everything out the door and into the outside, because there could be pieces of micro trash in there and things that you don't just want to sweep outside. So it's nice to be able to sweep it into a dustpan and then properly dispose of it. Same thing for cleaning the inside of your cabinets. If you saw my cleaning video where I did a massive clean out of the van, you know this was a key part of it. So because there are lips on some of our interior cabinets, we can't just sweep all the dust onto the floor. So we have to use something to get it out of there. So this is a really great tool for cleaning a van. So my next tip is to invest in some rubber floor mats somewhere in your van. So for us, we have rubber floor mats in the front. It's something that just comes with the Volkswagen bus, but we find that we always have muddy, dusty, dirty, wet things that we don't want to put on our wood floor or in our main living space. So that's a good like catch-all to throw all of our dirtiest things where we know it's not going to ruin our floor. So it might not be the front where you have them, but I would definitely recommend somewhere in your van having a rubber floor mat to throw dirty things on. So number 6, is it number 6? Hang on, let me refer to my wedding invitation. Number 6 is to invest in some sort of all-purpose tub. So this is just a Rubbermaid tub that you can get for like 99 cents. And we use this all of the time. So it's a good catch-all for like extra things that might just be floating around, some clutter that you need a place for. We do dishes in this all the time. It's just a really good versatile thing to have around, and it's really durable. you can clean with it, you can do so many things with it. We actually have 2 of them. That's how often we use them and how much I think they're awesome. Number 7 is for food storage. So the majority of our cabinet space is taken up with food, and it's really difficult to get a lot of traditional food packages to fit. So my recommendation is 2 things. If something comes in a box, I'd recommend taking it out of the box to store it. So a lot of the times there'll be like an inner liner. So for instance, if you've got cereal, take the cereal out of the cardboard box so it's just the plastic inner liner that you're trying to find space for, not the whole box. And secondly, try and seek out products that are either like in a bulk section or come in some sort of squishy package. So when the package can mold around like a weird or unique space that you have left in your cabinet, you end up being able to fit a lot more stuff. Number 8 is to invest in a gym membership. And if you're traveling with someone else or with a partner, you might only need to get 1 gym membership. So I have a Black membership to Planet Fitness. It's $21.99 a month, and you can bring unlimited guests, and it doesn't matter if that guest is the same person. So Murphy always comes as my guest so that we only have to pay for 1 membership. And this is great for a couple reasons. The first is that it's a pretty consistent place where you can take a shower. Almost everywhere that we've been so far has had a Planet Fitness. There's a couple dead zones. Where we are in Bar Harbor, Maine right now, there's not one close to here. And when we were in the sort of northern Utah, Wyoming, South Dakota area, we also didn't find many there. But other than that, we had no problem finding a Planet Fitness near us, so we always had a pretty consistent place to shower. The second reason I would recommend a gym membership, even if it's not Planet Fitness, is that it just gives you a place to work out. In my mind, when I was thinking about van life, I was like, oh yeah, I'll just work out outside all the time. I'll roll out my yoga mat wherever I am. I'll go for a run. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. No, that was not my experience. We had a particularly rainy winter, so I could almost never do that. It was either raining or cold, like most of the time. And you're not always in a place where you might feel comfortable going for a run alone, or a place where there's even a flat place to roll out a yoga mat. Like, it's much more difficult than you would think. So it was always nice to know that there would be a place for us to be able to work out whenever we stopped at a Planet Fitness. Tip number 9 is to make sure that your drawers and cabinet doors close really tightly. The last thing you want when you're driving around is for a cabinet door to swing open and everything fall onto the floor and break and make a giant mess. You want to make sure things are a lot more secure than in a typical kitchen where it's not on 4 wheels and moving around. So we have a couple different types of door and drawer closures. We have a press magnet one, which I wouldn't really recommend. It kind of comes open on its own sometimes, not the best. But the press button door closures that we have on the cabinets on the driver's side work really, really well. And then also Murphy installed a little drawer thingy. It's like I'll just show it to you. I don't really know. Drawer thingy is the best way I can describe it. It's like a thing that fits on the other thing and it makes it harder to open. Yeah, get one of those. My last tip, number 10, is to make your own Reflectix. Reflectix are good for 2 things. The first is privacy, and the second is insulation. So our bus is not insulated. There can be wild swings in temperature, but putting Reflectix over the windows can really, really help. And they make custom Reflectix that are super expensive, but you can also make them yourself. So essentially what we did is get Reflectix, which is basically like an insulation that you can get from Home Depot, and then cut it to the shape of each of our windows. Take duct tape, put magnets inside the duct tape, and then duct tape the magnets around the edges. So when we put them up, typically at night, all you have to do is stick it against the window and you're done. It's a lot cheaper, a lot easier than buying custom Reflectix or having them made. All right, so those are my top 10 van life hacks. If you are living on the road or thinking about living on the road, hopefully this was helpful for you. I just wanted to share a little bit of what we have learned so far. If you have anything else that you have learned that you'd like to share with us, I'm all yours. Let me know, leave a comment, And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I put out new videos every Tuesday, so make sure you subscribe down below to follow along with our travels. Bye, friends. I'm looking in the wrong spot. Good start. So today van life. Okay. Their eagle peak. That's not true. No. So my nep. Oh, I forgot where I left off. I should start that over. Where did I leave off?